everybody, it's Kyle. I am coming to you from my basement. Day late and a dollar short. Huh? Well, day late for sure. Yeah, man. What a crazy week, huh? I'm not going to sit around and piss and moan about the election because it's just pointless, right? It doesn't change who I am, and it doesn't change who you are, and it doesn't change who my family is. The extended family and their knucklehead haters and the hatred that they spew is still going to continue. And myself and my family trying to be good people and do good things for others is still going to continue. So, I'm going to be the same person. And, 4 or 5 years from now, I'll be the same person again. I'm not going to change. And I don't expect anybody to change. This is just an election. Again, just like money being paper that really is worth nothing at all other than what we say it is. This is the same thing. This is worth nothing at all unless we let it be worth something. I mean, yeah, we learn a lesson out of this deal, and we'll see how it shakes out. But, we've been through this before, and a lot of these things that were spewed about during this campaign, it's exaggerated. It's overstated. Sure, it's a little scary that we're looking at all three, or the Senate and the House of Representatives being in the same hands as the president, but hey, that's what happened, man. And that's just all there is to it. I wouldn't like that if it was on the other side. I think it's still too much power, but whatever. I'm here for my family, and I'm here for me, and I'm not going to change who I am because some people that really have zero idea of what it's like to live out here in this world are now in control of this world. We put them there, and the people who really backed him and put him there, we'll see how you guys like what's coming up, because get ready for a recession. Get ready for more craziness, and get ready for other countries to look at us like we're stupid as hell, because we are. We can't get along, man. I got problems with both sides on this deal. I do. There's too much of an agenda on the left, and there's too much fake Christianity on the right. The Supreme Court is not a partisan group. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be people making decisions for the good of the citizens of the United States of America. And it's been turned into a shit show, man. And it's going to be a shit show for a long time, because that's one thing that's definitely going to happen is some of the older ones in there will be replaced with newer ones that are cuckoos, that have an agenda. And the Supreme Court is no place for an agenda. The Supreme Court is for, again, making decisions for all American citizens. Not just some, all. If you're religious, I'm happy for you. And that's great, I would never discount anyone's faith in a belief in a higher power. However, if you would actually read the Bible that you speak so much about, you'll understand that your allegiance to certain ideas and thoughts, your joy gained out of hatred and pain and suffering of others, is totally the opposite direction of what the Bible represents. And not just your Bible, all Bibles. We're supposed to love one another and work together. It doesn't matter if we're Americans or if we're trying to scramble across a border with razor wire in the rivers, or if we're transgender, or if we're whatever. We're human beings, man. And yeah, there's exceptions to these rules, I think. Human beings that consistently hurt other human beings need to be held accountable. And I think what people don't see is it's going to be a lot of hurting of other human beings. Now, as far as the financial impact of this whole deal, it's not really going to affect me much. It's not really going to affect some of my friends very much. It will affect some others. Most notably, the people that it's going to affect negatively the most are people who helped this election turn out the way it did. So, I don't wish bad or evil upon anybody. But pay attention, everyone, because, again, the people who are going to suffer the most pain are those who supported this. So good luck. I mean, placing someone who has bankrupted multiple companies and refused to pay people who did work for him, and who shills Bibles and capitalizes on assassination attempts and downplays people like Abraham Lincoln or Martin Luther King. If your allegiance is to that person, you're in the wrong. That is a negative person. They're doing negative things. Again, people voted for who they wanted to vote for, and yeah, I'm bummed out. I'm not happy, but at the same time, I'll be fine. You know, as long as some of these exaggerated, ridiculous statements about, oh, he'll never leave office and he'll be there for a third term and all that shit. And he's going to come after giant mega corporations like ABC and CBS and NBC. That's all bullshit, guys. Like most things that were said during this campaign. So, everybody just chill. Everybody just remember who you are and what you stand for. Be there for the ones you love, no matter what side you're on, guys. And no matter if you're thrilled to death that this turned out the way it is, or whether you're crushed. It doesn't matter. Love your family. Love one another. Be who you are. Do good things. Be a good person. That's all. That's not a request. That is an order. Seriously. Was that Burt Bacharach song, What the World Needs Now? It's true. It is true. It is what the world needs. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of the exact opposite, front and present. I guess all I can really say is, please, not another pandemic. Which, wouldn't that be remarkable if it was a pandemic during both of these terms. I'm not laughing about it because I think it's funny. I'm just laughing at it because wouldn't that be insane? But one thing that I've learned is a lot of things that are totally and completely insane are widely acceptable and actually championed these days. So, all right, what is going on that's good in my life? Life's just carrying on. Life's just moving on, and I kind of did get involved in something new, kind of a little hobby that involves finding various media pieces at thrift stores and the like, for $1 or $2 or $3, and then flipping them for $30 or more. And these are DVDs and or Blu-rays. Also VHS, which is really popular right now, which blows me away. I mean, people may say the same thing about vinyl. Why is it that listening to a inferior product is desirable? But vinyl's not an inferior product. Vinyl, in addition to there being some nostalgia aspects to it that I enjoy, it has a distinct sound, and to me, I feel like it's one of those things that human beings enjoy and feel comfortable with. I would say even an organic aspect to it. And I don't think digital has the same sound. Now, that being said, I know that CD audio and DVD audio definitely are super high quality and present various aspects that are desirable for audiophiles. I'm not really an audiophile. I'm someone who loves music and all kinds of music, and I actually really enjoy the presentation of vinyl. I enjoy the album covers. I enjoy the inserts. I enjoy actually holding the records in the labels, and that's what I dig about it. That's why I've gotten back into it. And there is some nostalgia as well. I grew up in a house full of records. My father loved music, and so did my mother. And he actually worked for an electronics company that is a lot like Best Buy, except this company went bankrupt a long time ago. Best Buy is just doing that now. But this place was a lot like Best Buy, but it was small stores inside of malls. And they sold everything from, 8-track tapes on a variety of media, music on a variety of media, including 8-track tapes, cassettes, vinyl. And they even sold equipment, audio equipment. They also sold video equipment and televisions and laser discs, which were, believe it or not, have been around since the 70s. But my father in particular was a huge fan of music and had a ton of records, which I listened to constantly when I was a kid. I loved listening to his records and listening to his Red Fox records, which were horrifyingly profane. Still, I mean, yeah, those jokes were bad then. They're still bad now. And bad by, risque is not even really a good word for it. More like pornographic in some respects. There was some good humor in there and stuff, but my dad loved comedy too. He had a lot of different comedy records and cassettes and 8-tracks, and I remember listening to Richard Pryor as a kid. Steve Martin was a big thing that came along. Robin Williams, his debut audio recording of stand-up, I remember listening to that. But yeah, so I grew up in that environment with a lot of music around, and I love it, and records were one of those things that you could just dig into and escape the negative aspects of reality. Or sometimes you could dig into them and find some sort of comfort with reality. I would say it's probably more that way for me. Since being a little kid moving forward, I've always loved music. And I've always, if you see pictures of me as a kid, you'll see different things. Obviously, Star Wars was huge to me in science fiction when I was a kid. I love horror films. I love music, man. And if you ever see some pictures of me in my room when I was a kid or whatever, you'll see like Van Halen on the wall behind me, a poster, from Circus Magazine, which was a hard rock magazine, guys, in case you don't know that. And then right by it or nearby would be a poster of Darth Vader. so it's pretty funny. But, yeah, I find it interesting that VHS is making some sort of comeback. Because again, it's not even 480 lines of resolution from top to bottom. It doesn't give you a more organic feeling, I don't think. I think, yeah, the cases are kind of cool to look at now because you're like, oh, I remember that, but anyway, so they're really popular. And there are VHS tapes that have sold for $10,000. I saw a thing where a sealed copy of The Empire Strikes Back from when it was first released, a sealed copy of that recently sold for $10,000. That is insane, man. I've seen where unsealed copies of Star Wars: A New Hope, the first film, which was just called Star Wars when I was a kid, have sold for $7,000 or $8,000. So anyway, what I'm getting at is this. I've kind of taken upon myself to be involved in this hobby of trying to flip these pieces of media. Now, the way I've started out are with a couple of pretty funny ones that you might not think that I would have anything to do with, but I do. I found a couple different Hallmark style DVDs. One's actually Dolly Parton and it's a Blu-ray, but it's a Christmas TV movie or whatever that she had. And I guess it's not been made very long. There were not a lot of copies made. It's kind of hard to find. And I got a sealed copy of that yesterday for $2. And then the same thing with this Hallmark film, $2 for a sealed copy of this film. I also picked up some DVD audio discs, which I never really got into, but I've heard is pretty amazing. I mean, I've listened to it, but and these are Mannheim Steamroller. Is that what it is? Yeah, sorry. Mannheim Steamroller, Christmas Extraordinaire, and Fresh Air 8. In addition, a home theater demo, which you use to set up your home theater, and it features Mannheim Steamroller. So I've never owned any DVD audio discs until these three. But looking those up, they're not worth a ton. I mean, obviously, they're worth at least $10 to $15 each. So make a little bit of money off them. It's no big deal. The other things that I have are worth at least $30 each. So, and like I said, there's certain videotapes and certain DVDs and Blu-ray that are worth a ton of money. And most people don't know they're worth that. Now, where are they worth this money? Well, we'll see. I put up the Dolly Parton and the Hallmark film, both of those discs up on eBay, and we'll see what they sell for. But regardless, I'm sure they're going to sell for more than what I purchased them for. I'm sure I'll turn some sort of profit on them. Again, this isn't really to make money because I don't really care. But it's kind of fun. It kind of tapped into my joy of digging through piles of records. Only I'm digging in to media that's relatively modern. It's really weird. So that's something good that's going on in my life. It's kind of fun. My wife, I've talked to her about it, and she thinks it's kind of cool and fun too. So that's what I'm into right now as far as what's going on that's good in my life. And the hot tub's been fantastic. We're going to have some friends over this weekend. Hopefully we can go towards the end of the evening and go sit in there for a little bit before they go home, and we come in and go to bed. So anyway, all right, what am I into right now for music? Yeah, I mean, I think I've kind of got you guys all caught up on that. I do know that there is a new... Oh, I know what came in. Death from Above, 1979. You're a Woman and I'm a Machine. That album, if you've never heard that, it's pretty fantastic. I'm going to put a little bit of it right here. So what'd you think of that? I mean, it's different, and it's a 10-year-old album, which is weird. And maybe older than that. I'm not 100% sure, actually. But so I picked that up directly from their website. Now, when that came out, I remember listening to that, and I would take my kids. They would mostly go swimming, but we'd go to the gym, or I'd take them maybe play basketball or whatever, just hanging out with them and doing something. And whenever I would be, walking or around the track there, or I would very rarely lift some weights and stuff like that, I would have this on my earbuds because I loved it. And it is a powerful, strong, pumping music. And it just, first time I ever heard it, it sparked something within me, that I hadn't felt for a while with music. There's not a lot of hard rock music right now. And this isn't right now. This album's been around for a while, like I say. But yeah, it's really cool, man. I like that album. I think it's good stuff. And, yeah, I was pretty excited to get that. I do know there is a new Vinyl Moon arriving today. And I also have pre-ordered a couple other things. William Onyeabor, I talked about him last time a little bit. And then still waiting on that Kiwanuka, which will probably be later this month at this point. That's it for music, nothing else. I have listened to a little bit of Jeff Tate, his solo album, just getting ready for that show coming up in the future. Okay, what have I been watching? Man, well, since I last spoke to you, we've torn through the entire series of Bad Monkey, which is an Apple original series with Vince Vaughn, and I mean, it's 10 episodes, and we've already torn through the whole thing. It is amazing. If you like kind of those murder mystery type thrillers mixed with comedy, then this is the right show for you. Now, I'm not a big Vince Vaughn fan. I don't hate him either, but people who hate Vince Vaughn may not like it. I'll be honest with you. He is 110% Vince Vaughn in this series. So if that annoys you, you might give it a try and see what you think. But if you don't, I get it. There's that, and not a lot else. I mean, we watched another episode or two of, what is that called? High Potential. And we also watched Elsbeth. So we need to get back into some more of that Matlock series, which is pretty wild if you haven't seen that also. Let's see, what have I been reading? I did read the newest book of Something is Killing the Children. It's such a great graphic novel or comic, whatever, it doesn't matter what you call it. I did also go back and read a little bit of Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. So I think I'm on book 3 of that now. Or it might be 4, I don't know. But that's really good too. Something is Killing the Children. I think that was like book 8. I don't know, but it's such a good series. If you like that kind of odd horror adventure stuff, then it'd be a good read for you. Other than that, I mean, that's really it for reading. Gaming, nothing at all. And last but not least, podcasts. I did add a new podcast, believe it or not. Let me see what that is here, if I've got that for you guys. All back on Pocket Cast, which I love, by the way. This one is called Opportunist. It's really, I'm listening to the latest story. It's been around for multiple seasons, like 10 seasons actually. I'm listening to the latest one, which is about a fellow named Tim Ballard. Very interesting and very odd, something I didn't know much about. So I won't let the cat out of the bag on anything, but if you like that type of true crime stuff, you're going to dig it. So. But that's all I got, guys. I know this one went on a little bit longer than normal. I know I kind of went off at the beginning a little bit on the whole election and all that stuff. And I hope you guys are all doing okay, no matter who you voted for or whatever. I don't really care. It's none of my business. What is my business is how we treat each other and how people treat me and how I treat people, and same with my family. We're going to, like I said, we're going to continue to be good people and treat people well and with respect. Or do unto others, right? Anyway, I appreciate you guys listening. I will catch up with you again soon. Please feel free to make any comments or reach out to me if you need to. You know how to. And we'll see you in a week or so. Hey, get off my lawn.